Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So, in this video, we're going to react to a news story from Orange County, California. SoCal couple weighs their options as housing costs rise in Orange County. Now, deep down inside, I'm kind of laughing at this because housing has always been high in Orange County. Like, you don't go to Orange County, California, thinking, wow, this is going to be where we live our cheap life here, right? Cheap, like Orange County and cheap, affordable are like, it's like water and oil, you know? Okay, but let's go ahead and watch. Must have been a slow news cycle. All right, let's go ahead and play.
Diving deeper into the ways the economy is affecting your daily life. And in today's For Your Money, we're looking into housing prices. You see, the dream of owning a home in Orange County is getting harder and harder to reach now more than ever.
The California Association of Realtors found you have to make $350,000 a year in order to buy a medium-priced home in the county. And the median price here, we're talking nearly $1.4 million. According to a UC Irvine poll, the high cost of living in Orange County has about half the people who live there thinking about leaving. NBC4's Hetty Chang spoke with a family who wants to stay.
Hold on. Let me actually just do this because this is not new, right? Like, this is why I moved out of California in like the mid 2010s because it's like everything's so expensive. How am I gonna make it? I don't think I'll be able to make $300,000 to afford my $1.4 million shack. But let's ask ChatGPT this. Okay, so ChatGPT, when did home prices, and I think is it median? Yeah. When did median home prices start to reach $1 million in Orange County, California? Oh, it's searching and thinking. Oh, 2022. That's interesting. So in 2022, that's when the median home price was $1 million. And that must have been because of obviously not all of Orange County is it's not like a palatial uh type of housing, but it's interesting. So 1 million in 2022, and then in 2025 is when it reached 1.4 million. Okay. Well, so probably means back when I left, the median housing was around 800,000, which still is completely unaffordable. So it's like every year you live in California, unless you bought the home like many years ago, you literally have to make like double the money, I think, in order for you to qualify. $100,000, that's poverty line in Southern California, folks. Probably in the Bay Area too, but I'm not familiar with the Bay Area. But let's keep watching.
Andrea Morris and Gregory Renesca love everything about living in Orange County.
So everything, just driving, living, existing, felt better here.
Yeah. Wow. West Hollywood transplants moved to Aliso Viejo during the pandemic, and they...
Okay, so they're from West Hollywood, which is quite expensive as well. Like, maybe they would have gotten a better deal in Orange County, but they're neighboring places, so it's not like, they want to live in California, okay? Like, it's happening all of California. This is not, I don't know. I feel like I'm just wasting my time watching this, but you know what I mean? Like, this is Orange County or West Hollywood or anywhere in Southern California, unless like you live near like the Inland Empire next to those Amazon factories, none of that housing is cheap.
They say they can't imagine raising their 4-year-old son, Gregory Jr., anywhere else.
It didn't feel safe anymore. So we started looking at Orange County.
Why?
Because it's safe. It feels safe out here. The community, the grass, the parks, the education system.
It comes at a price.
They don't have those in Los Angeles. Confirmed.
It does, definitely.
Tell me about that.
The cost of living, I think the cost of living is high anywhere, but it feels extraordinarily high here, just the rent.
Just the rent for Andrea and Gregory's 2-bedroom apartment is $3,200 a month.
Now they're trying to raise it to about $3,580 or whatever.
The family is now moving to a less expensive apartment at the end of the month.
You consider car insurance, vehicle payments, electricity bill of $300 to $400 a month. You know, that adds up.
Wait, their electricity bill is $300 to $400 a month? That's insane. What? Is it like that in California nowadays? Like, I know the gas prices are like $5 a gallon, but 300 to 400 a month? What the Okay. Alrighty then.
Couple does digital marketing and creates children's songs and videos. Wow! They say the business brings in enough to get by.
There have been times when we've looked at each other and like, okay, how are we going to make it this month?
But God is good.
Andrea and Gregory don't want to leave Orange County. They say the benefits of living here outweigh the pinch of the price of living here.
People tell us they don't want to leave.
The couple's sentiment reflects about half of those who live in Orange County, according to a UC Irvine poll by the School of Social Ecology last August. The other half, though, said they are potential leavers. Of 800 people surveyed,
Wow, so half of those people plan to leave. That's interesting. Okay. So, newsflash, you got to be a millionaire to really feel comfortable in Orange County. That's why I don't live there, because I honestly don't make $1 million of cash flow, which I should start. That needs to be my goal if I want to live in California or Southern California.
800 people surveyed. 31% say they are actively considering moving out of Orange County, and 17% say they're contemplating leaving. John Gould is the Dean of Social Ecology at UC Irvine.
If half of Orange County residents are thinking about leaving, but they like living here, why is it? And it is the cost of living, hands down.
95% of those.
Hold on. I think public worker salaries are on the internet. So let me ask ChatGPT, how much does John Gould use from UCI make? $308,000. Nice, comfortable position, John. Wow. Okay. You're able to afford the $1 million home. I wonder if your students are able to make it, John. All right, let's keep watching.
Those surveyed said the cost of housing is very important or somewhat important to why they've considered leaving Orange County. Gold says the name of the survey, The Brain Drain of Orange County, comes from the concern that the county will start losing its workforce.
If we lose so much of our population, where are we going to get them from? We need to bring people in and get them acclimated to Orange County again. And then the other issue is who's going to replace them? Because what we may be losing are people who are middle class or lower. What will an Orange County look like that can't have firefighters to afford to live here, that can't have teachers or police officers who can afford to live here? What's an Orange County going to look like where the next generation who's been raised here can't live here?
Gold says that the results of the survey are not all gloom and doom because he says they point to one solution.
So the bright side is we can address the problem.
Gold says by building more affordable housing, people will come and stay.
I think the future.
That's funny because, in places like, I think Texas, they're building a lot of housing, so the rent has been decreasing, but I'm not sure if they're not. I think in California it's a lot harder because there's a lot more regulations, and so I wonder if they've taken that into account, or it's just like, hey, basic supply and demand economics. The more supply you create of something, the lower the price goes down, right? Well, see, that's a simple solution. So let's see how easy it is to build more housing in Orange County, California, compared to Texas.
Future of housing, if we are able to build more housing, is going to be more densely packed housing, probably smaller square footage, and ideally located close to some sort of bus or tram or train line. If we're able to do that, I think we will see not only prices being more reasonable, but a quality of life that makes it possible for people to go to work, come home, go out and enjoy their lives without spending too much time in their commute.
For now, Gregory and Andrea will continue renting, but they hope they can one day own a home here.
It's within our 5-year plan, initially when we moved out here, but with the cost of living
It's gone
increase.
to a 10-year
probably
plan.
gone to a 10-year plan. Yeah, exactly.
In Aliso Viejo,
Yeah, that's the dream. That's the goal.
Hetty Chang, NBC4 News.
Should
All
you
right.
be renting or buying?
All right. So let's
Want to search a large inventory?
let's go back. I just want to check out the comments. One day ago, newsflash, Orange County has been expensive for the last 30 years. That's what I was thinking right now. Or before I watched the video, I was like, what are you talking about? And you're moving from West Hollywood, which is just as expensive. It's just that the quality of life is better in Orange County, given that you're paying the same price. Um, it's ridiculous. We can't raise, and that's true. We can't raise families there. They'll build more houses, apartments, just to charge you the same other houses, apartments, so that doesn't fix the problem at all. When I was renting in 1999, I was paying $630. Good times. Good times. All right. I'm glad my parents were able to buy a home in the early 2000s. The OC when buying a home was still reasonable. Now these prices have blown up to an unimaginable and insane level. I bet all the California politicians are working hard to fix this. You need double of income of 300 to be living comfortable in Orange County. Well, that's what I figured. You got to be a millionaire, right? Well, here's the thing. This is why I came to Georgia, because in Georgia, I got 2 acres. I got a beautiful scenery, right? Lots of privacy, no HOA, okay? And I only have $150,000 left on that loan. So which gives you more bang for your buck? Georgia or California? Now, given that I kind of have a home kind of outside the metro area, I've always able to get things for cheap, but I know development is coming to this area. And I just cannot ever see myself living in California, just because unless I happen to like build a multi-million-dollar business, then it's like, all right, well, maybe I will go back to California. But right now I'm living very comfortably in Georgia. And I think, it's kind of insane how people still don't consider other states from California. Like they still want to live there, and they're still feeling the pinch. I mean, if they're able to afford 3,500 rent and they have a digital marketing business, move somewhere else, right? You'll get a lot more bang for your buck. I mean, it doesn't have to be California, you know what I mean? But that's what people want to do. Okay, well, that's it for today, folks. This is Orange County, California in a nutshell. Newsflash, it's always been expensive. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.